Hello. Today I'm in a very special place. This is an abandoned house next to a golf course, which is cool. Sometimes while you're drinking, you find some golf balls, maybe from friends. Yeah, well, today what I'd like to talk about is confidence and making friends. So, the topics I have for today are how to be confident, how to be yourself, how to find yourself, how to get over rut, and how to appreciate life, the life that you have and how you want to live it. How have you been raised? And do you have problems with how you've been raised and how that makes you think? Does that, when you think about how you were raised, does that strike any problems with you? Do you think, oh, that's not how I want to behave? I'm not that kind of person. I actually have different views than that. So I'm going to do this, this, and this, but I will not do this, this, and this. Like, raised to believe maybe racism is good. Right, well, that's not funny, but I don't know, just the thought of it made me kind of be like, the fuck? It's a bit, like, you know. Because you could have chosen, like, what career, you know, you're raised in the belief that you go to college and whatever, but, and then you figure out through 2020 with the whole Black Lives Matter movement, and the way companies acted after that, maybe, you know, you have a problem with racism, and now you actually have a problem with some other issues that have come to light in a few years, like gentrification. I don't want to get political, but you know, you have some other issues with some other things. You developed yourself as a person, maybe starting from the BLM movement, or maybe starting from years before that, you know. But anyway, this channel is for you. If you like those topics, if you think to yourself, I'm under a lot of pressure here, I want to become a certain kind of person, and I'm not that kind of person yet, and I'm nowhere near my habits and my choices, the way I treat people as well. It's not the kind of person I want to be. This channel's for you. So, starting off with just how to get yourself to be that person that you want to be, okay? It does not start with the big things. Maybe little or big things are just massive to you, and it doesn't matter to... My earphones are still playing music. It doesn't matter to what extent you're socializing or getting rid of your anxiety. You're still anxious about, you know, that, just doing that very thing, just battling your anxiety. So, clean your room. You've heard it before, I'm serious. Clean your room. And if you can work in a messy space, work in a messy space. You probably have plenty of ideas and plenty of things that you'd like to kind of do with your life, and maybe you're like, oh, I don't have the right friends, my parents don't believe in me, I have to finish school. Those things are merely just obstacles, and they're not physical obstacles, they're mental obstacles. You can't let things stop you, or people stop you from doing what you want to do. Think about all the people who didn't let people tell them what they can and can't do. Mike Tyson was bullied. Stephen Hawking was told he'd live till like 13. I can't even remember what that guy does. It's something big. Everybody knows his name, and at least 1 in 4 people you know have made a joke about Stephen Hawking, you know? So, well, I guess that's kind of a a backwards thing, because I mean you don't want to be you don't want to get famous just for people to make fun of you. But no, that's not Steve. That's not why Stephen Hawking is famous, so people can make fun of him. Anywho, okay, get out of bed, get out in nature, and talk to a camera. I don't care what your dream is. I don't know you. I can't sit here and tell you that I care. It's up to you. Anyone who tells you they care, maybe they're a great person, but they don't care nearly as much as they care about their own future, their own goals. And I guarantee the people that you're worrying about, whether or not they think of you or not, they aren't thinking of you. They aren't thinking that same thought of you that you're thinking of them. They're not wondering what you're thinking of them. You know why? Because you lack the confidence to not give a fuck. You are afraid of what other people are going to think. You need to quit that, because it's not going to help you. You're not going to get anywhere doing it. That is never going to be helpful. You will not get off your ass and do what you want to do if you're not even thinking about how you're going to feel after doing it. You're just only thinking about the consequences of being yourself, of doing your thing. Why is it anybody's business? Maybe you want to be a content creator, but you're afraid that your videos might come across as cringe. Get in front of a camera and be your charismatic self. Oh, I'm not ready. Ready. The seasons change. The earth stays in rotation regardless of if you're ready or not. There's another 24 hours every fucking day. Another 24 hours every single day. You wake up and you aren't any closer to your goals. You don't like skill? Does it have anything to do with what you want to be? Anything at all? And what it does have to do with what you want to be, does it matter enough to you? Do you think you need that? Do you think you can get that information somewhere else? Get that experience actually in a better place? Do you think maybe you're actually being hindered there? I'm not telling you to drop out, but I'm telling you stop being a pussy. And especially stop pussyfoot around your ideas and your wants and needs. Stop. Okay? Let me tell you something about what it is to be confident. Confidence is seeing what you want and taking it. Not thinking about anything else, taking it. Not thinking about how you're going to look while you take it, or how people are going to think about you if you take that opportunity or that step. Take. Say yes to yourself. If you think something like standing in front of a camera and posting a video online is going to hurt you, it's not. You're going to learn something about yourself. You're going to see what your skills are. And that's the same with starting a new sport or playing a new game or talking to a new person. You figure out your skills. And what I'm leading to here is an experience of my own. One time I got in trouble in school, right? That's fairly regular for me. Usually I will get in trouble in school. I like a good laugh. I don't stop that because I'm in school. I have a greater laugh in school. But one of the days, because I simply just had a reputation for it, even though I wasn't doing anything wrong, and I was just sitting actually studying for my Spanish oral, the teacher decided to pick on me. The teacher, who I had never had an interaction with before, decided, you're a bad kid, and I don't like you. And I took it personally. And I did that wrong. And I left school and I went home and I threw a hissy fit in our man cave shed at the back. Locked the door, started throwing shit. I was so fucking angry, screaming at the top of my lungs, crying, tears streaming down my face. I felt like an idiot failure. And you don't know this yet, but I do stand-up comedy. And I met this guy through doing it, who also makes movies, not just perform stand-up. He makes movies, short films, and they're actually pretty good. So I seen that there was this specific movie about a struggling stand-up comedian, and I thought to myself, that is me. That's me. I'm struggling hard. I'm finding it difficult. Excuse me. That is 100% me. So I text them. I text the page and I say, if you give me a shot at this, my passion, my dream is to succeed in these fields, in film and in stand-up. These are my passions. If you give me a chance to at least audition for this, you won't regret it. I will put my heart and soul into this project, and I want to see it succeed, regardless of if I'm a part of it or not. And I donate to their GoFundMe. I got myself that opportunity. They responded and they said, we love your charisma, your attitude. We want to see you again. We're taking auditions in February. This was in November, December roughly. I thought, right, this place is abandoned. It's a piece of shit, really. But I like it. I think it's nice. Contradictory, but in its own little shithole way, I think it looks pretty. And I gave my audition. I have no prior acting experience. None. Zilch. Zero. But I know what it's like to have to fake something till you make it. I faked my confidence until I made it. You have to think, what would my most confident self do in this situation? In every situation, you have to think, what would my most confident self do? What would it say? I'm being true to myself in a situation. What am I going to say? What am I going to do? I'm used to knowing that when you're doing a task and you want to do it right, you do it with the most confidence that you can, the 100% effort, and leave no fucking crumbs after you've eaten that shit up. Eat it and leave no crumbs. I'm telling you. Just do it. Just do it. You're watching this and you're thinking, oh, I gotta start, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, blah, 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 blah. Just right now, if it's 4 a.m, I don't care. Go! Run outside. Run! I'm telling you, you've never run a day in your life. Jog. See how easy this is. I control my breathing. I can run. Just do it. Don't let anybody interfere with what you're gonna do. Unless it's illegal, or unless you're gonna harm yourself. Just do it. Don't let anyone get it. I'm telling you, it works. That's how you build confidence. You do shit. Don't think, do. You will be your most confident self if you stop thinking. Don't use this. Use this. That's my heart. I know it's inverted, but my heart. Right? Either fucking or. Use your heart. Follow your heart. What do you want to do? Use your head in the process. Don't make dumb decisions, but take risks. Don't take no for an answer. Keep trying. You're gonna be you're gonna be so bad at the start. You are gonna suck, and you're gonna have to enjoy that because you might not suck for very long. If you, whether or not you do what you're supposed to do and you keep going, you might suck for a very, very long time, or you could suck for a day, or your first project, and then your next project is, whoa, that's the best thing I've ever made in my life. Like 1 million views. Thank you so much. I'm now rich. That could happen, but it probably won't. So you have to prepare yourself for failure. But if you fail to prepare to fail. You'll fail. Don't fail to prepare. Always prepare. Think. This is the only time I'll say don't think. This is the only time I'll contradict myself on not thinking and just doing. Think about your plan. Plan it out. But you should be doing that. That's also another form of doing. Planning is doing. Plan that shit out. Don't pussyfoot around, please. Don't. For me. I lied, I care. I care. Why else would I be doing this? I care. You'll be good. You'll be fine. Okay? I had one guy tell me that my stand-up was great. But I didn't believe him. How come we don't believe when people... How come we don't believe that the things that people are saying are good about us are actually good? Did you put effort in? Maybe that's why you're angry. You angry at your effort? Or maybe you're not angry at the effort that you initially put in, just how you executed it. Maybe your problem is just with execution. That's okay. Sometimes we get nervous and we don't fully know how we're going to go about finishing a project. Because at the end of the day, like, I haven't written anything for this video, I just talked, but I could have written it, wrote something for this, had a script behind the camera, and just read off the script. And it might have sounded clunky. It might have sounded a little bit ill-prepared. Less prepared so than this. How this is. This feels maybe like a friend talking to you. Maybe that's because I'm just talking to you like you are my friend. Like we are getting along right now and like you've asked me for advice. Maybe that's how you need to execute your products. If you want to be a motivational speaker, you have to feel motivated to speak. You have to look dead in the eyes of your, client or clients, clientele, employees. Maybe you're doing a workshop, or maybe you're doing this, or maybe you're on a stage. You have to sell not just a product to people, but a feeling. You are selling people a feeling. You're a drug dealer. The drug of dopamine. Laughter is the best medicine. Making somebody laugh is not just something that you can just decide to switch on and off. It's being connected with somebody. It's trying to get somebody to feel something. You're selling them that feeling. And so while you might know what to say, are you also thinking about how they're reacting? Is that playing a big role in how you deliver what you are preaching? Because that's, at the end of the day, what it is. You're preaching something. You're, again, selling somebody a feeling and an idea. And that idea is whatever joke or story that you formulated to be funny. So you have to have this it factor. And this it factor can be learned. You can teach yourself how to be like this. I don't believe in the saying that something can't be taught. Everything is a skill that can be given to somebody else. Through generations, knowledge has been passed down. Skill has been passed down. How well you affect something is down to the work that you're able to put in. So don't think about how they're reacting while you're saying it. Let them laugh, or not. On to the next. Beloved people. Another thing is, people aren't listening to you as you half-ass, people are not paying attention. You half-ass what you're trying to do, people aren't going to keep watching and go, oh, he's so awkward and he's not confident in what he's saying, and he seems like he's afraid that somebody's going to see this, because people can see weakness. Everybody can sense it. I can sense it in myself sometimes. Everyone watching this, you can sense it. When you or somebody else is definitely insecure and afraid of something. Let me see if I can change the focus here for... Oh wow, that's a lot better. That's actually kind of nice. Well, yeah, don't be so afraid of what other people are thinking. Just think about how happy you'll be that you were confident. It's all about momentum. Getting yourself more confident is all about momentum. It's okay if you suck for a while. It's okay if your confidence is misplaced. That happens sometimes. But I would rather my confidence be misplaced into something, right? And I would rather risk being open-minded and fail and find out. Fuck around and find out, okay? Than never know. That's boring, that's so boring. Go for a hike. You don't know if something bad is going to happen. Be safe. Don't do the whole 50 kilometers. Don't, like I did the Dublin Way, the whole 50 kilometers with my friends. You don't have to. There's many times where there's a car park. You could just drive up to a certain part that you want to see and just go look. It's not, you don't always have to start from the bottom with things like that. You can just enjoy an experience of it. And just enjoy it. Yeah, that's all I'm trying to say. Just enjoy the experience. I'm fucking around and finding out. You know? If you think you're funny, if you think you're creative, be funny and creative. Allow yourself to exist. Do it under pressure too. You'll learn that after all. Meeting deadlines and shit, you'll get better at it because you trust yourself more. Like, these buttons are so annoying. Get a Carhartt jacket. That's all I have to say. Excuse me. I want to get a proper camera right now. I'm filming on what must be like a 10-year-old iPod. Maybe younger, but it's, you know, the age difference would be like the yield on that, I suppose, would be like 2 years. Could be 12 years old, or it could be 8. But it's definitely not younger than, you know, what I'm hypothesizing. Anyway, you know, you have it. Don't think, just do. And don't watch videos like this when they just make you feel like you've been going wrong the entire time. You just haven't been. You haven't been going wrong the entire time, I guarantee it. I don't care if you've been in a basement doing heroin. I don't care. That does not mean that your potential is completely wasted. If you're in a toxic, like 7-year-long relationship, you can get out of that, and then you can glow brighter than you've ever glowed in your life after the most traumatic experience of your life, where you've lost all your self-esteem or confidence, and you're doing the worst shit that you thought you would never do, and you're like seeing baby pictures of yourself and you want to cry because you think genuinely that you failed. Not anymore. You don't have to be like that. It's not always going to be that way. It isn't all rainbows and sunshine. And I mean that quite fucking literally. Anything can happen to you. You can die at any moment. And I don't mean that as in like, oh, you don't have a heart attack. You could get hit by a bus or a train or an aeroplane. Wouldn't you rather experience that? And being able to say, well, yeah, I'm dying now, but I'm 70, and at least I did the things that I wanted to do. I tried what I wanted to try. And I have no regrets because I made my mistakes. But I also forgave myself, and moved forward like a strong human being, not like a wuss that just well, you're not a wuss if you just cry all day. I assume you, like, if you're oversensitive and you have this knack for just needing attention, and you get into relationship after relationship, or you crave sorry, excuse me, just that attention and validation. You can get away from that shit. It's all about self-control. You're a person that just has to learn self-control. You binge. You need an abundance. You're an abundance-minded person. You might be a consumer. Want to know how to stop being a consumer? Get out in places like this. That's when you realize you don't need to constantly consume. The way that our minds are beginning to work at this stage, like 2025, maybe last, I would say, 10 years, it seems like companies were like, okay, we've made our money. How can we literally like just squeeze money from people, from consumers, like squeeze the most money possible while putting in the least amount of effort into our product, and see if they still just take it, because they're addicted. They need it. It's like making cigarettes smaller, and I think that was just actually for women, but that's just an example of how things have gotten smaller over the years. There are many things, like cars aren't as stylish looking, they all kind of look the same. Some cars are stylish, of course. Not every project that's built or thought of by a big company is bullshit and just to get your money. But like, the phone and the way it seems to be designed is just to get you to eliminate like sleep and rest. Like on the weekends or on your days off, you might scroll your phone for like the entire time. You could be out in this. You could be here. You could even be standing next to me right now. We could be friends. You're not making friends, are you? You're consuming. Don't do that. Don't let it control you. Let's see if that gets any better. Make it darker. Is that nice? No. Bring it back to normal. Yeah. No. Okay. Hopefully I edit that out. Honestly, every time I end the recording, I just think I have something more to say. I haven't felt like that for a while. I'm not my usual self. I'm more confident and motivated and more disciplined self that I taught myself to be. So I'm hoping through this YouTube channel I can set goals and achieve them. Go to places and just document it. Also, like in the meantime, then developing my personality and figuring out who I want to be. So that's what this YouTube channel is going to be about. And in the meantime, helping other people out. I love giving advice. Being a therapist was my dream job from when I was 10. After I stopped my friend from slitting her wrists. It was tough. She was my best friend. We don't talk anymore. You know, she just moved school. Went into secondary school before me. And she just stopped talking to me. And I called it. I knew what happened. I literally said it to her. I haven't thought about this in a long time, probably like 2 or 3 years. It's been a minute. It doesn't affect me. Is not what I'm trying to say. Well, you know, losing a friend is hard, but I expected it. And when I see her doing well, I think, good job, good on her, you know? I'm not going to be dating for a while. Yeah, I think dating is stupid. I've learned all I can from it. And I'm at this point where I don't want to be in one. I'm 17. You know. I'm 17, that's it. I feel so old. I feel like I think like an elderly person, like an old wise man. I'm the thinker, really. I think of things all the time. surely, surely now I can let you go and complete some tasks. You know, feel free to just throw one of my videos on and just complete your tasks while it's on in the background, so you're just getting little bits of information, like a podcast or something. Like, you really don't need to just sit down and watch, like, for hours, just self-help videos. Like, just do your thing and have these on in the background. Like, you know, maybe download, like, an MP4, an MP3 player, and I'm pretty sure I used to do this with XXXTentacion and release songs that would be on, like, SoundCloud and YouTube. I'd download them to MP3 so I could listen to them offline. Yeah, it just converts it to just the sound, and then you can just listen offline. I don't know if people still do that these days. I did that when I was like 11 or something. I was obsessed with XXXTentacion. Anyway, not anymore. It was a very cringy part of my life. A melt. I was a melt. Alright, I'll let you go. Okay, have a good one.